Today is Wednesday, Parashat Beshalach. The Parashah this week, there is an episode here where the Bnei Israel traveled for 3 days in the desert. Velo matz'u mayim, they didn't find any water. Vayavo marata, they came to a place called Mara. Velo yachlu lishtot mayim mimara, they could not drink the waters of Mara. Kimarim hem, because they were bitter. Alken kara shema Mara, that's why it was called Mara, because Mara in Hebrew means bitter. But what does it mean they traveled for 3 days and they didn't find water? According to Chachamim, it's not speaking about water specifically, but water is a symbol for Torah. It's a metaphor for Torah. And therefore, according to Chachamim, they neglected Torah study for 3 days. And because of their spiritual level sort of deteriorating without learning Torah, they came to a point of rebellion. And when they couldn't drink from that bitter water, the Pasuk tells us, Vayilonu am al Moshe lemor man nishteh. They rebelled against Moshe, saying, what are we going to drink? So here, they didn't learn Torah for 3 days, and they became embittered in a way, and they rebelled against Moshe. And from this, according to Hachamim, that's why we read the Torah Shabbat, Monday, and Thursday, so there shouldn't be 3 days without the Torah being read in public. Shabbat it's read, then we have Sunday, and then Monday it's read. Then we have Tuesday, Wednesday, that's 2 days. We don't want Thursday for there not to be Torah, so we take out the Torah on Thursday and we read it. This idea of reading Torah to make sure that it doesn't happen that we don't read the Torah in public for 3 days is an idea that's from this section in the Parashah of this week. But then the Pasuk, on the literal meaning of the Pasuk, you would seem to say they came to a place called Mara and they could not drink from the water from Mara because Marimhem, because the waters were bitter. But the Baal Shem Tov has a different explanation here. Ki Marimhem, not the waters were bitter, they were themselves bitter. And in other words, because the people had a sort of like a bitter attitude, they were embittered in a way that everything they saw it negatively. It's all about attitude. You couldn't look at the same cup that you could say the cup is half full or half empty. It has to do a lot with your attitude. And therefore here what the Baal Shem Tov says, Kimarim hem, because they themselves were bitter. That's why the water tasted bitter to them. And it's a lesson for us to look at things positively. That's why even in Pirkei Avot it says, when you judge others, judge them favorably, because you can look the same thing in a positive or a negative way. And this is some of the lessons from the Parashah of this week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.